How's everybody doing? It's July 5th, 2019. I just wanted to get a few thoughts out so I didn't lose them. I was looking through some, older articles that have been written regarding the Social Security Administration, and I'm telling you, I'm so pissed off I can't even see straight. I don't think people realize just how much of a problem that, not just the illegal immigrants are causing, but just the problem with our Social Security Administration and the way that they do things in general. And I'm going to guess that a lot of what I'm fitting to say probably has to do with the fact that some of these people thought it was a great idea to let the DCF take charge of the Disability Determination Services, which I can guarantee you, for anybody who, knows what DCF is, that's the Department for Children and Families. I don't know about other states, but I do know for sure here in Kansas, these are the same people that happen to be, getting sued for losing over 70 children just last year. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. I mean, how do you lose those kids? The only ones they found, I believe, are the ones that they found dead, to be very frank. I'm just going to go through a few of these articles, and then I'll tell you the gist of the article, and I'm just going to start going through. These are what I've seen, and a lot of these are from 2017, but it's not that long ago. So here's one. Feds paid $1 billion in Social Security benefits to individuals without a Social Security number. Apparently, there were lots of errors because the agency decided that they weren't going to keep paper applications supporting an individual's case to receive benefits. It says, according to a new audit, says the agency's Inspector General found errors in the government's documentation for representative payees, otherwise known as individuals who receive retirement or disability payments on behalf of another person who is incapable of managing the benefits themselves. And it said the audit released Friday found thousands of cases where there was no Social Security number on file. Now get this, right? So, over the last decade, they paid $1 billion to 22,426 representative payees who didn't have a Social Security number, and Social Security the administration hadn't followed the policy that it has to retain the proper paper application. It says, and also, furthermore, unless it takes corrective action, we estimate that the Social Security Administration will pay about another $182.5 million in benefits annually just to these representative payees who don't have a Social Security number or a paper application to support their selection. That's according to the Inspector General. They also found the agency paid $853.1 million in benefits since 2004 to individuals who had been terminated as representative payees by the agency. Yeah, they're not even good payees. They got fired. They can't even do it. But they still got $853.1 million since 2004. The Inspector General said the errors occurred because the agency didn't, again, keep the paper apps, and and that they didn't update their system and let it, put it in the system that these people had been terminated as payees by the agency. And let's see what else. It says only 6% of representative payees had Social Security numbers that were properly recorded based on the audit sample of 100 beneficiaries. And government benefits are also going to illegal aliens through the representative payee system. 17% of representative payees in the sample didn't have a Social Security number recorded because they were undocumented non-citizens, according to the Inspector General. And illegal aliens without Social Security numbers are allowed to receive benefits from the government when acting as representatives for their minor child. So, yeah. In response to the audit, here's what the Social Security Administration said. It said, well, we switched to a new electronic representative payee system last year. So they're trying to say that transferring the representative payee information may, quote, have resulted in applications showing as terminated or not selected. But either way, the government defended the issuance of benefits to non-citizens and persons without a social security number. They're quoted as saying, representative payees play a significant role in many beneficiaries' lives. We have approximately 5.7 million representative payees managing annual benefits for approximately 8 million beneficiaries. When appointing representative payees, we adhere to guidance in the Social Security Act. Okay, well, specific to the audit, the Act permits us, they say, to appoint, in certain circumstances, an undocumented alien or applicant who resides outside the U.S. without a Social Security number to serve as a payee. And it says, and this is a quote, it says, specifically, the Act states we should verify a person's Social Security number or employee ID number in our investigation of the payee applicant. However, the Act doesn't state that the applicant must have a Social Security number to serve as a payee. Now, then they say that the absence of it, so they're saying that the absence of a Social Security number isn't, criteria that should prevent an individual from serving as a payee, even though we just got done looking and it says, as per the Social Security, guidelines, and specifically the Social Security Act, specifically as per that act, it states we should verify a person's Social Security number in our investigation of the payee applicant. It's not excuse my French, I gotta cut my tongue. It's not freaking rocket science. They might not have went about and directly said you don't have to have a Social Security number, but considering that the Act does say that they should not only, it's implying they should not only get a Social Security number from these people to investigate while they're investigating them, but they should also verify that. So to me, that says right there, just in the one sentence that says, the Act states we should verify a person's Social Security number or employee ID number in our investigation of the payee applicant. That says that they should get it twice, whether it's the Social Security number or the employee ID number, regardless. Okay, now this gets way better. Let me skip. That was just one of the things I'm going to touch on. Gets way better. Okay, I'm just going to keep on doing this even with the sirens in the background. But anyway, so yeah, keep in mind that's the article that said that the feds paid $1 billion in Social Security benefits to individuals that didn't even have a Social Security number. Then there's another one. Let's see. Feds paid a judge for 4 years after arrest for drunken assault. Yeah, this judge earned $500,000 from SSA during paid leave. Yep, after he was arrested for assault, which costed taxpayers anyway. Sorry, big stuff going on out here. Can you tell? You hear all the sirens, people? But I'm just going to keep going because I got a lot to do this morning. So, the next thing. Here's another one. Mr. Social Security pleads guilty for involvement in widespread disability fraud scheme. So this was March 2017, but however, I'm on a page that had a bunch of articles linked together. So this is about a Kentucky lawyer named Eric Kahn, and he pretty much called himself Mr. Social Security. He hired the little hot chicks to come and dance around, and even had a mini Statue of Liberty made, along with a statue of Abraham Lincoln that he's now happened to sell in order to pay back our government. But basically, he was involved in a $500 million Social Security disability fraud scheme. And he pled guilty, so there's really no question to it. But, he basically worked with an administrative judge, which is, even worse, especially for those people that know what it's like to have to go through and see what, the process is. You want to hope that your judges are honest. You want to hope that everybody involved is honest, But so anyway, so this guy, he's worked with an administrative judge and doctors to approve sham disability claims. Okay, so anyway, this guy, he had the judges in on it and doctors that would approve these fake disability claims, right? It resulted and cost the government $550 million. And the attorney Khan himself, he earned over $5.7 million. That's pretty freaking sad. The Department of Justice announced that he pled guilty to 1 count of theft of government money and 1 count of payment of gratuities on that Friday that they came out with this. But basically, according to the plea from October 2004 to April 6, 2016, he participated in a scheme with former Social Security Administrative Law Judge David B. Doherty and multiple doctors that involved the submission of thousands of falsified medical documents to the Social Security Administration. And as a result of the scheme, Khan and his co-conspirators obligated the Social Security Administration to pay more than $550 million in lifetime benefits to claimants for these fraudulent submissions. You see what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Apparently, over like a 7-year period, this attorney was paying Doherty, which was the administrative law judge, the ALJ, he was paying the guy $10,000 a month to approve these fraudulent claims. And they were all clients of this attorney's. It just sickens me, And as far as him admitting and pleading guilty to 1 count, how do you figure? I figure every single person and every single time they were, doing what they were doing, that should be a count. I mean, that should be thousands of counts of that. I think the guy's only going to be facing like some sort of like 12 years in jail. He probably bought his way out of it. But basically, he would, I guess part of his plea, this is what he would do. He was telling them he admitted that he submitted the falsified medical documents, and then the Doherty, the judge, would, basically authored the decisions granting the disability benefits, says in well over 1,700 claimants' cases, and he also admitted that he paid medical professionals to sign medical forms that he fabricated before the evaluations of claimants took place. In 2013, after a 2-year investigation led by a guy named Tom Coburn, who's like a former Republican senator in Oklahoma, he busted him. And, but not until 2013. Seriously? And this jerk he made a $500,000 19-foot statue of Abraham Lincoln in front of his office. You know what I mean? And a replica of the Statue of Liberty. Little commercials calling himself Mr. Social Security. Had massive billboards, hired women that he called Khan's hotties to attract his clients. I think he filmed a music video too with some chick named Amber Lee Ettinger. She's the chick that was known as Obama Girl after she released a video of her singing that she had a crush on Obama in 2007. It's just disgusting to me. What's especially disgusting to me about it is that there are a lot of people who really deserve those benefits, and they don't get them because of assholes and dishonest people like these people. Try being somebody who is, going through the process of having your benefits wrongfully taken from you. And, knowing that you had a foul-smelling, crooked medical evaluation, so to speak. I don't even know that you would call it evaluations, but yeah, try being somebody who just is still getting hosed by these crooked people, because they are everywhere. I've never seen so much blatant disregard for the American people and for our system of checks and balances to watch out and take care of our elderly and our hurt people and our retirements, for God's sake. People need to wake up, because that's what's going on. No, we don't need to give more money, and any money, in my opinion, personally, to people without Social Security numbers or illegal immigrants. We just don't. But, we need to really straighten up and get in there and figure out who we got working at these administrations, because I'm going to guarantee you, I'd guarantee you over half of them are probably crooked doing something wrong. I'll touch on that subject a little bit more next go around. Not sure how deep I want to get into it yet. And this is just the icing on the cake, people.